But you're a woman.
You noticed?
You're not even married.
The Statewide don't mind. They just looked at my salary.
What on earth am I paying you?
Well, actually, now that you mention it...
Jane, I was wondering, would Statewide give me a home loan?
Well, you are a man. And you're not married. But I expect so. If I were you, I'd take that beard off first.
Victoria's biggest building society can give you a home loan now, whoever you are, even if you're not a Statewide investor. Just ask.
Stay in bed.
But I've got to do Dad's overalls.
I'll do your wash.
Don't you wash my things in cold water?
No, Mum.
Got my powder?
Yes, Mum.
Water hot?
Yes, Mum.
Ah, that's the clean I like to see. Nothing gets dirt out like cold powder. Cold water never cleaned this well for me.
Because, Mum, your powder isn't specially made for cold water.
Like cold power.
You are now traveling at over 300 kilometers per hour, and you're driving on Dunlop. This race-proven technology has now engineered Dunlop's ultimate passenger car tire. A steel-belted radial that literally pumps wet roads dry. The new generation Dunlop Grand Prix. Dunlop, indisputably #1 in tire technology.
Tommy and Tuppence, their first major murder mystery. A whodunit in the finest tradition. Agatha Christie's Partners in Crime. Monday at 8:30. Tonight, Seven's Big League is proudly brought to you by Nissan Bluebird. The total balance of power, luxury and economy. In association with NEC, Australia's future in home entertainment. And Westpac, Australia's most competitive bank. Westpac, the bank.
We made our game Australian, and we played it hard and tough. We knew the game would make its mark, and we didn't mind it rough. We made our game Australian, and we booted it our way. We broke the rules Australian style, and footy came to stay. It's our Australian football, played the way it's meant to be. You can feel it any Saturday, at any game you see. Why do you think we're putting in the sweat, the tears, the hours? 'Cause it's our Australian football, this mighty game is ours. From Darwin in the heat, or Melbourne's winter showers, it's pure Australian football, this mighty game is ours. From the towns up in the bush, to the cities with the towers, it's pure Australian football, this mighty game is ours. Aussie skill and courage, Aussie strength and power, it's pure Australian football, this mighty game is ours. It's pure Australian football, this mighty game is ours.
Tonight on Seven's Big League, you'll see an amazing qualifying final from VFL Park. Hawthorn and Carlton clash in a rugged confrontation that has everything from bone-jarring knocks to impossible goals. Seven's Big League.
Thank you, John Deeks, and a very good evening, everyone. Welcome to the qualifying final edition of Seven's Big League. Matches between Hawthorn and Carlton, certainly in recent times, have been anything but close. The Hawks have won their 2 games this year by 68 and 32 points respectively, while the Blues strung together a number of wins up to and including last year also by large margins. Hawthorn went into this afternoon's game with a number of their established players on the sideline. Wallace, Russo and Ayres had failed to come up, while the Blues had lost Phil Mayland with a hamstring, and of course Wayne Johnston will miss the finals altogether. The two sides first met in the final back in 1957. It was the first semi-final at the MCG, while their record now stands at 2 wins apiece. Tonight, we pick up the action at the start of play at VFL Park. Over 56,000 fans in attendance. With me in the commentary box this afternoon, Lou Richards, and special comments from Bob Skilton.
Finals time in Melbourne, the qualifying final from the VFL Park ground.
Umpire John Russo comes in to bounce the ball. Byrne for Hawthorn gets it out first. Sheldon fumbles. Loose ball just in centre field. Langford, a hurried hand pass, trying to find Robertson. Judge getting into the back of his opponent, and the first free kick of the game will go to Carlton's Glasgow. And he'll get a 15-metre penalty, but Judge intended to do that to give players downfield a chance to pick up their men. Robertson taking the free kick out towards left half forward. Mew goes the spoil. Down for the Blues, Blackwell. O'Halloran marking in front of Madden. David O'Halloran back in the side today after he played in the reserves last week. Kelvin Moore dropped to the reserves for this afternoon. Judge on centre wing. Oh, Buckley with the elbow. And a 15-metre penalty. Judge at right centre wing. Up to right half forward and McCarthy. Ball knocked away from him by Reid. It's out of bounds, right half forward flank for the Hawks. As Bob Skilton mentioned in our pre-match cleanse, Ray Biffin told him that the wind definitely favouring the Jackson's Road goal. Quite a breeze out there. Jones and McCarthy, won by Jones. Doull tries to go through solidly. Tuck loses it out, knocked away by Reid. One for the crowd. Free kick to Murphy, Pete. Yes, Fraser Murphy. Very dangerous player near goal. He'll take the free kick for Carlton at left centre wing. He's gone for a pass. It's a shocker. It's a stronger word I could use, but not on it. Curran up to half forward, and Brereton, oh great, he's 10 metres in front of Doull. Brereton, usually a good kick, he'll go long. At the back, Curran has to go the spoil. Should have been playing in front. Sheldon goes down. Looks for a free kick, there's none there. The ball socket loose, a chance for Russell Green.
And we're at the 2-minute mark, no scorers yet, but there's one coming up now as Di Domenico fires at the goal. McCarthy in the box seat. Could Matthews for a goal? Yes, a goal to Matthews, the first of the match, coming at the 2-minute mark. And he pounced in it like a bouncer, didn't he, Bob?
Yes,
oh, there's a backhander too. Oh, Matthews goes down from Austin.
He can get another kick here, Lou. The ball has gone through. If the umpire happened to look up when Reid was foolish enough to remonstrate, I know Matthews was the player who actually did start that one, but Reid could easily have been penalised and another kick had come through.
Well, I don't know whether Matthews started the first instant because he bounced back at Austin, and they're still having a bit of a dip now.
Goal umpire coming out to talk to them.
Well, Hawthorn off to a great start, and the lethal Lee Matthews still at his best, kicking that goal. Pounced on that one like a panther, as I said before. Well, this game is up to a great start.
Certainly livened the crowd up.
Well, there's a big crowd here today, round about the 60,000 mark, I would say. A little bigger than most people expected. 1 goal, 6 points, Hawthorn to Carlton yet to score, but it's early days. Knocked out by Jones. There's a chance for Hunter. A hurried kick back into attack, right down towards Madden. Got his hands to it. He's got it. So there's a chance now for Carlton to reply pretty quickly. Oh, boy, has this game got off to a great start. That was a great mark to Madden, pulling up the socks. And, of course, he had to pull up the socks to take that mark. He's only about 15 metres out, directly in front. My golly, he's taking plenty of time, Bob.
Yes, but that's you really got to line the ball up, Lou, and imagine there's no hassle. He's taken the mark, so he's got all the time in the world.
There it is on its way.
Well, you could say kick it like a ruckman, Lou.
That's right, it's through for 1 point. So the scoreboard just on the 4-minute mark at the first quarter is Hawthorn 1 goal, 6 points to Carlton 1 point only.
Russell Morris to bring the ball back into play for Hawthorn, as Bob mentioned, lining up at full-back, and our thanks to the Hawthorn fellas for the side. The only club in the league that does it. Di Domenico gets a free kick.
Not the only one, Pete.
Well, one of few, Bob.
Yes, I'll grant you that.
Well, kick by Birdie is not a good one. Jones and Curran are the flyers. Doull, threw it out. Green, short to right half forward. Judge and Harms. Harms too strong.
Well, Carlton certainly moved their side about. They've got Harms playing at half-back, Bob.
Yes, they've got Dean and Harms, the half-back flankers. Doull has gone out as we find Tuck going after it.
Beautiful interception by Tuck. He was named in the centre. He started there last week against Geelong, actually. Matthews and Austin. Austin wins this one. That'll delight the Carlton crowd. But Matthews has got the score on the board. Buckley, Ashman, up the centre wing. Knocked away by Lester Smith. Meldrum stopped.
And we'll see a ball up to take place. A little bit short of the right half-forward flank for Carlton.
And Blackwell Peter's gone to the wing, Hunter to the forward line, which wasn't unexpected. Murphy into the side with Marku onto the bench along with Montgomery.
So David Parkin swinging a number of changes for Carlton. Knocked away by Meldrum. The ball knocked back towards centre wing position. Down goes Tuck. Down goes his Carlton opponent. The latter gets the free kick. That's Glasgow at right centre wing. Glasgow back in the Carlton side today. Fires it on to Buckley. Buckley now will put Carlton deep into attack. He's gone for a pass. It's a beauty too.
I think Lester Smith fell for the 3-card trick that time.
Let it go.
Yep.
And Ralph has his first mark and first kick. Usually a very accurate kick at goal, this fellow. Certainly his best attribute. That's pretty good. Touch through or a goal? No, it's a goal. I said he's a pretty good kick. Didn't let me down. So Ralph puts through his first goal. Carlton lead by a point.
Carlton 1 goal, 7 points to Hawthorn, 1 goal, 6 points just over the 6-minute mark, and this game has got off to a tremendous start as we watch that again.
On replay, Buckley puts it forward. Morris well out of position on that occasion, and now he watches the ball. A nice kick by Warren Ralph. Has to make the most of his opportunities, and normally does.
Back in the centre, 1 point the difference. It'll be Jones against Byrne. Knocked out by Byrne. Langford misses that, but Robertson backing up, gets the ball, but he's grabbed, but he alludes to it on that time to drive Hawthorn back into attack. Matthews and Austin, but Matthews is outpointed him completely. Oh, Austin's in for a tough day, and he's one of the best taggers in the business too.
So Austin's got a pretty good record against Lee Matthews, and I'm sure the way Matthews has started, he is out to show Austin just who's the boss.
He's gone for a pass. It's a good one. Oh, and a trip and a 15-metre penalty.
It should be.
Should be. He's not paying that. Oh, he definitely tripped him. As a matter of fact, it's a reportable offence too, you know, tripping. I don't reckon. Well, Judge has got the ball within 20 metres or 25 metres on a bit of an angle, but should kick this one. One of the best kicks on the Hawthorn side. And there it is on its way, but it's a goal. So Hawthorn are 2 goals, 12 points. For Carlton, 1 goal, 7 points, and this game certainly has plenty of incidents in it, from the very beginning.
Interestingly, Bob, Matthews a hand in the 2 goals.
Yes, well, we watched that on replay there. Very lucky that Harms didn't get, well, as Lou said, but that would have been a frivolous report to even think it. But you can be reported for things like that.
Back in the centre again, just on the 8-minute mark. Hawthorn in front by 5 points. There she goes. Knocked out that time by Jones. Coming into meet it is Swab. A hurried kick, a left footer over the half-forward line. Dean spotted that well. That's a darn good mark, but he played on. But he gets it out to Austin. They take it away from the danger zone, Carl.
Up to centre wing, McClure keeps the ball in play. Looks for Blackwell, he's found him. Mew in hot pursuit. A hurried hand pass, trying to find Murphy, not successful. In goes deeply to Menico. Lester Smith went for the tap on. Mew's down. A hand pass. Caught. Hunter gets the free kick. No, he doesn't, says the umpire. Swab made the attempt. It's out of bounds. And we'll see a throw in left half-forward flank for Carlton.
Plenty of atmosphere about this game, Pete, isn't there?
Livened up after the Matthews and Austin incident. Jones wins that one. Murphy gets bundled out. Byrne. Oh, atrocious hand pass. McClure says, thanks very much. Didn't do much with it. Blackwell finally on to Glasgow, though. He's gone for a pass. There's 2 of them there. They could have rattled it. It wasn't a good pass. Ralph. He's got it now. Can he make it 2? He's a great kick at goal, this fellow. There it is. 2 goals to Ralph. He's in for a good day, Ralph. He has kicked 9, I think, in one of his best performances since coming to Victoria, and a great selection, Bob, so far.
Our TAB Footy Bets competition is next on 7's Big League. Then it's back to the first quarter action at VFL Park.
It's on. The great Nissan Bluebird $1,000 gift. It's big, and people are racing in as Nissan gives you $1,000 on every Bluebird sedan, $750 on every Bluebird wagon. As a gift, you'll save. So join the rush to Bluebird. Get up to $1,000 rebate and save as Nissan dealers put up their best ever Bluebird deals. It's a gift. The great Nissan Bluebird $1,000 gift. There's never been a better time to... Come alive, come and drive Nissan.
When you're going about your business,
Would you like a beer, mate? Oh, no. Bernard. Hi, George.
the last thing you want is people who aren't.
Fellas.
It's the same when you're flying on business, which is why TAA introduced business class, with a separate quiet zone, up to 4 inches more legroom than economy, and meals to first-class standard. On business, fly business class, exclusive to TAA.
The friendly way.
Every payday, everywhere in Australia, millions of people count on cash in their pay packet. They count on cash for its convenience. They count on cash because it's easier to control their money. And they count on cash to give them a bit of bargaining power. After all, you've never really been paid until you've got cash. You can count on cash, and you can count on Armaguard.
Someday, be there inside Donald Duck. Donald needs a psychiatrist. He's having trouble with his girlfriend Daisy. On the home front, his nephews are a real handful. Or is the problem Donald himself? Inside Donald Duck. Sunday, 6:30 on 7's Wonderful World of Disney.
Time for our TAB footy bet competition now. If you took out a footy bet today, check the time on the ticket. If it's 12:31, be first or second on the phone to dial 268-2174 right now, and you could be $250 richer with the compliments of NEC. Results later. Let's go back to the first quarter now at VFL Park, 14 minutes in.
Tuck on his, or not on his own, but in front, and takes the mark. Tuck chips it up forward, looking for Green. Green makes position well, takes the mark in front of English. Russell Green, one of the favourites for the Brownlow medal. Green wobbles the punt kick to half forward. Deep here to Venico, has it, caught by Dool. Flicks it out, oh, bad hand pass. Dean up towards centre field. He traps it. Murphy just about catches him. He goes short. He's gone for a pass and Swab marks it on the point of the square.
Lovely play by Ede there. He had a look and saw Swab there, and now Swab sees Robertson loose.
Robertson, one of Hawthorn's most dangerous players. The hand pass is on to Curran. Curran shoots at goal from 25 metres out, and he's put it through. So Hawthorn back in front now in the first quarter. 7 big league scoreboard. Hawthorn 3-2-20, Carlton 2-3-15.
I think we saw an example there, Peter, of the wonderful skills of Colin Robertson, as we now see Robertson really under pressure. Lovely hand pass, long and direct. Curran finishing it off, but it was a great piece of play by Rodney Eade to get it out to Robertson in the first place.
"15 minutes gone in the first quarter, and Hawthorn lead by 5 points. Byrne in the ruck against Jones. Won by Byrne, doesn't get it to a player. Oh, beautifully taken by Blackwell. Blackwell from centre field will put Carlton into attack. He's got up towards right half forward. Out comes Ralph Muse there with him. O'Halloran went for the punch. Now Carlton have a chance. There's 2 of them left. Ralph goes for the hand pass. Should be a goal. Buckley, oh, beautiful smother. Carlton still in attack though. Fraser Murphy, always dangerous near goal. He's caught. Tries to find Meldrum.
And Meldrum's out there at half forward. Takes a left turn. Goes for the ball up there towards the big fella. Matt flies. He's got it. Now the umpire called play on. A hand pass coming out the Loveridge. The Carlton supporters not too happy. We see McClure and Madden clashed. I don't know how badly they're injured. Knocked on by DP Domenico. Over to Byrne. Out wide to Russell Green. And Green at centre wing position gets it over to half forward. But there's Dool. And Dool, the flying doormat, stopped the ball at half back. Shoots the ball back to Jimmy Barr, to Sheldon. Well played by Duck. Tuck goes for the long kick. Matthews at the back. Flies. Oh, up he goes. He comes to the ground pretty well. A hand pass out to Judge on his own. He's pretty elusive. And he's scouting out well as he straightens up and fires for goal number 2. And it looks good. It is a goal. What a goal. Hawthorn really taking the initiative now, Peter.
When you're going about your business,
Would you like a beer, mate? Oh, no, Bernard. Hi, George.
the last thing you want is people who aren't.
Fellas.
It's the same when you're flying on business, which is why TAA introduced business class, with a separate quiet zone, up to 4 inches more legroom than economy, and meals to first-class standard. On business, fly business class, exclusive to TAA.
The friendly way.
I like these duet cream biscuits from Arnott's. Delicious chocolatey cream centres.
The centres aren't chocolate flavoured. They're coconut.
Chocolate.
Coconut.
Chocolate.
Arnott's Duet Cream Biscuits give you 2 cream flavours in the one pack. Chocolate or a coconut cream.
Ah, you're right. The flavour is coconut.
You're right, dear. Chocolatey.
Coconut.
Chocolate.
Arnott's Duet Cream Biscuits. So right. because you have a choice.
Announcing the new Holden Astra.
Giving up CD bars and burning wheels at lights. I'm glad I'm civilized now. I'm glad I'm civilized now. Giving up platform shoes and Marxist Leninist blues. I'm glad I'm civilized now.
I think I'll enjoy more Australian views.
I'm glad I'm civilized now.
New Holden Astra, the civilized hatch.
Attitude. Centre bounce again. Byrne against Jones. Burns gets that one out. Glasgow in the front posse. Fumbles that one. Here's the danger man, Judge. A hand pass coming over to Loveridge. At Hawthorn, swing back into attack. Out to Brereton. Brereton dual tackling here. Brereton comes out with the ball. Taps it over now to Curran. Back to Matthews. He's well on top of Austin. Over to Loveridge. And a shot at goal, but he's off target. And this one will be through for 1 point.
2 points to Loveridge.
I think they could make a couple of moves down there. Matthews in particular, and the other guy you mentioned too, Judge, the boy that's minding Judge, that's Harms.
I wouldn't move Austin at this stage, Lou, but I think Harms is way too loose.
Look at the kick. That's a shocking kick into a play again, and it's out of bounds. Jimmy Buckley saving the day there as we just get over the 17.5-minute mark. It's Hawthorn 4-3-27 to Carlton 2-3.
Murphy off, Montgomery on.
Ball out of bounds on that half-forward line for Hawthorn. Knocked out by Jones. Pushed on by Meldrum, grabbed by Loveridge. Played a great game last week, continuing on today. Swab, and it goes to Morris. Morris's kick is over the half-forward line. Austin smuts that one, but goes down. There's a chance now as we see McCarthy give a hand pass back to the wrong man. Is picked up by English and back to Harms. Harms decides to go for a bit of a run. Boots the ball out wide, looking for Hunter. He's got the mark out there on the centre wing position.
And the two West Australians tangle. Hunter and Lester Smith. Glenn James whistling him back. A short pass, and he has found Montgomery, who came on to replace Murphy. Montgomery's kick now up towards the full forward position. Out comes Madden, hopelessly out of position now on the mark taken by Morris. Eade back in the side today after an absence of, I think it was 2, maybe 3 weeks. Eade's kick up towards centre wing. Brereton and Dool. Brereton has used the speed and beats the flying doormat. Hasn't got clear of him too many times so far in the quarter. He's trying to find Curran. One-handed, no, just about had it. No mark, says the umpire. Hawthorn fans not happy with the decision, but I think a correct one.
A bit similar to the one that Madden dropped down the other end.
Yes, that's right. So consistency there by the umpires. Hawthorn by 12 points at the 19-minute mark of the quarter. McCarthy palms it out to no one in particular. He's got it himself and then gets caught, picked up by Dean. Dean's kick up towards centre wing position. That should be a free kick. No, says the umpire. Interesting. Green fumbles. He doesn't do that very often, and Meldrum beats him to it. Shrugs the tackle by Eade. He'll put Carlton into attack. He's gone for a pass. Harms overruns the ball. A chance for Buckley, but Tuck's there with him. Tries to keep him at bay.
Harms on the forward line, Pete.
Well, you picked that move, Bob. Tuck gets the free kick, chips it up to Schwab. Schwab short of centre field, onto Mew. Mew now will go for the long kick. Matthews and Austin. Matthews a balk. Brereton and Dool. Good Shepherd. Matthews a chance. Oh, shit! Fronted too high. You'll get a free.
I don't know about you, Bob. I'll be trying to move Austin away from Matthews. I think Matthews has got him in properly out there.
Yes, well, there's no doubt it's a free kick because whether you come in with a hip and shoulder or not, when you hit the player in the head, it is a free kick. And that was a correct decision. Although Curly Austin did use the hip, it is still a free kick.
Lee Matthews, a chance for his second goal. He's had a hand in one other, but he's a fair way out of goal. Shot is close. It's there. It's a goal. 2 goals to Matthews. And the Hawthorn skipper looking pretty good at the moment at the 20-minute mark of the quarter. It's 5-3 to 2-3 at VFL Park.
Well, there's no doubt, Bob, that Matthews and Judge are the 2 danger players there at this particular stage of the match.
Yes, and Matthews certainly, right from the start, it was obvious that he set out to really show Austin that in his last few games when Austin has had the better of the honours, just were not going to continue.
Sevens big league from VFL Park now. 21 minutes gone. 3 goals in favour of Hawthorn.
Centre bounce. Finally, it comes out to DP at Domenico. Hawthorn starting to get their game together. Robertson at centre half forward. The long kick up there to McCarthy at the back of English. Flies, taps it down now to Loveridge. He's going after him as Montgomery. It's finally tapped out again. Backing up well as Reid. Oh, and nearly got one from Langford. Gets a hand pass. Out there to Little Glasgow out there on that half-back line. Runs to the wing position. Drives it down there looking for Hunter, and Lester Smith had a great mark to Lester Smith. And we've seen this boy play 3 great games in a row. Goes for a short pass. It'll be okay. And the mark there by Green, and what a player he is. Over it goes to Swab, in a bit of trouble, back to Green. But they'll get out of the danger zone as Green drives it out there towards the wing position. At the back is Curran, flies high. Nearly got the mark, but the umpire said you've got to earn it. As Burns snatched that one out of the air pretty quickly. Now it's Matthews and Austin. They both miss it. It's Austin getting away from Matthews. Oh, it got one from deep here. A minute ago, oh, it was a nasty one. Oh, he copped him pretty hard. It'll be a free kick to him.
He
didn't even move. He's still down.
We'll watch on replay as Matthews and Austin. And Austin swinging back, not taking possession. And, well...
But no matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia. I still call Australia. Still call Australia home. From national.
Now, Australia has a car truly of world-class. New world-class Commodore with scores of improvements. New panoramic styling. A new low-cost Berliner model with power steering, plus automatic transmission. New instruments, including tachometer. New electronic touch controls. A new touch-tune radio. And new optional electronic fuel injection with 27% more power. New world-class Commodore from Holden.
That's why Just Jeans have got together their biggest range of brands, styles and colours in practically every size. Because, well, there's no such thing as an average guy. Right, Max? He's wrapped in his Lee Cooper canvas, or there's Lee, Wrangler stretch canvas, or Amco linen Bogarts. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Just Jeans, 'cause no one's just average.
Follow the build-up to the 1984 VFL Grand Final with 7 Sport. The action really hots up Sunday when Collingwood take on Fitzroy in the Elimination Final. See it best on 7's Big League at the special time, 7:30 Sunday.
Back to the qualifying final now at VFL Park in the second quarter, 3 minutes in.
Hawthorn side. In front is Berrigan, punched out by Montgomery. Back to Buckley, but a hurried kick. Carlton Searidge putting each player under pressure. We'll see Murphy get it out to Shelvin. Back it goes to Ralph. But down he goes. Well tackled by Lester Smith. And it's home the ball.
Shocking hand pass.
Terrible. Put him under all the pressure about the place. We see Lester Smith drive the ball back towards the Carlton of the Hawthorn half-forward line. Actually, Dill got one in the back, but the umpire says play on as Dean gets it out to Dill again. Dill's kick is back towards centre half forward. The pack fly. No one can take the mark. Plenty of Hawks and a perfect hand pass there from Byrne over to Swab, over to Green. This is about his 13th possession so far to Loveridge. Back to DP a minute ago. And look at him press his way through the back. And boy, can he go. Over to Robertson. Back to Green. Back it goes to Matthews. Spins away beautifully. His kick is smothered, but it'll be okay as we see the ball picked up by McCarthy and a goal. Oh, there was strong play on the part of DP a minute ago. Oh, I'd love him in my side any time. What a great player this guy is.
Yes. Russell Green and Peter Curran coming up, and DP Elemenico saying, get out of my way.
Like flies, Bob, wasn't he?
And that's team lifting the ball. And the Hawthorn side responded. Matthews kick smothered off the boot. It comes out to McCarthy. And on replay, we see Michael McCarthy finishing it off for Bertie DP Elemenico with a goal.
Sevens Big League from VFL Park. Hawthorn by 24 points. Knocked down by Robertson actually, and gets it to Byrne. That's doing things in reverse, and Byrne goes for a run. 40-metre hand pass. Too long for Brereton, in fact. Brereton, clever knock on. Here's a Josh Schwab. 2 of them flattened. And there's a number being taken. English is gone. Hawthorn player, I think it's Brereton, is out. Oh! Carlton fans probably asking why not the other.
Well, it was no worse than the other one.
It's the luck of the draw.
It all depends where the umpire is.
That's true, Lou.
A lot depends on where the ball is, too.
So, Brereton in more trouble than Burke and Wills. Looks very, very groggy.
He does look groggy.
So I would say it'd be a fair bet that he'll be coming off the ground. So that's bad luck for Hawthorn. He is, well, it would appear not with us at the moment.
Yes, I think his nose is bleeding too, Peter, around about that area.
So that's the square off, if there is such a thing in football. Terry Gay, the Hawthorn club doctor, assisting Hawthorn trainers, Bob Yeomans and John Howard. So that's a bad loss for Hawthorn. Ian Payton and Polkinghorne both warming up down there. No, it's going to be Payton playing game number 150 for Hawthorn.
And it looks as though English has been reported too, Pete.
Yes, he did appear to have his number taken, so it will be a free kick anyway.
Matthews to take the kick, but Dermot Burton a little bit sick and sorry at the moment.
So a couple of casualties in this game, and Hawthorn, of course, already have a number of them on the sidelines today. So Matthews will have the shot at goal. Matthews from 35 metres out. Shoots at goal. It looks okay. And Matthews puts through his third goal. So Hawthorn now in Sevens Big League take their score to 8-3-51. Carlton 3-3-21.
We advance the clock now, still in the second quarter, and we rejoin at the 21-minute mark.
Their reserves on, Bob, don't they?
I do at the moment. I think Rodney Eade will be okay, but let's face it, both Britt and Austin, both players are in trouble. Similar type incidents, but Ashman was just the victim of real aggression there.
Well, there's a free kick there to Dool. He drives the ball back towards the wing position. Nearly a mark to McClure. The umpire said, yes, it's okay. Possibly a free kick as the ball goes over their half-forward line. Meldrum again. Couldn't pick that one. Goes for hand pass. Well intercepted by New. And Ashman still in the hands of the trainers out there at half-forward. He stood in the way of DP Domenico as Green breaks clear and drives it up there towards Byrne. He's got the mark. Oh! And by golly, this fella's played a great game too.
Yes, he certainly has. But Payton giving Byrne great support since he's come on the ground, allowing Byrne to have a rest. And Russell Green, again, getting away from Sheldon. And, you know, he just runs far too much for Sheldon. And I don't think Sheldon, with the games he's played this year, would have the fitness to keep with Russell Green.
Just on the 21-minute mark of the second quarter, 54 plays 25, but Byrne has a chance to change that margin. I noticed that Ashman's got the helmet back on again and he's ready. The umpire bringing Byrne around, but the angle's not too bad. He's yet to score a goal. Kick on its way. He's hooked that one and it'll be through for 1 point. So Hawthorn move on to 8 goals, 7-55. To Carlton, 3 goals, 7-25. We mentioned before, they're running players. They're not in the event. Their small men have been missing all day as it goes out there to Reed and Byrne. Byrne taps it on. There's Ashman, couldn't get clear. Once again, it's Byrne. Getting around those players like a little player. Long shot for goal. It's not a bad kick. It's a goal. Oh, we were singing his praises, but he didn't let us down with a magnificent goal.
He had a great first quarter. He's done well around the ground, Bob, hasn't he? 9-7 to 3-7.
He certainly has, Peter, and I think that was a great example. First of all, he taps the ball down, then comes on again, does well to get around an opponent, and the great skills of Michael Byrne are really shown to the fore there.
Stephen Phillips quickly has some news for us.
Peter Brereton back on the bench. He's available to come back on. Not as bad as they thought. Eade having trouble with his breathing.
22.5 minutes gone. 9-7 to 3-7 now at VFL Park.
And Hawthorn looking good. They look as though they could be the side to play Essendon next week. Ball tapped on by Payton, picked up by Judge. A hand pass again. And what a game this fella's played. Over to Langford. This could be another goal coming up. A long shot. But it's up target and through for 1 point. So it's Hawthorn, 9 goals, 8-62. To Carlton, 3-7-25. But they can't afford to have so many small players out of form as they have today, Bob.
I think one of the important things to Carlton right now would be not how bad is Curly Austin, but how bad is Ken Hunter. To think that Hunter is not out on the ground, whether he's sustained a new injury or one of the many that he's carried through the year, will be interesting.
Murphy goes for the hand pass and is taken by the right centre wing. Blackwell trying to find McClure. In front is Mew. McClure goes for the knock-on. Who's there? No one. Schwab. Fresh air shot picked up by McClure again. McClure from right half forward. A long kick in towards Ralph. Ralph coming late on the scene. Now Meldrum. Oh, he's caught. Throws it out for Ashman. Schwab is there with him. Ashman tries to shepherd for Murphy. In goes Marcoux. And umpire Russo has decided on a bounce. 23.5 minutes gone, second quarter. 9-8 to 3-7 now at VFL Park. It's a bounce. Just about full forward for Carlton. Jones doing battle with Mew. Loveridge. Tackled seemingly when not in possession. Ashman shrugs one tackle. A hand pass is on the Jones. It's atrocious. Lester Smith at left back pocket. Chips it towards the boundary line. It was all he could do. And the Hawthorn defender there, Langford, content to let it roll over. So an action-packed second quarter. Approaching the time on period. 24 minutes gone. Knocked down by Morris. McClure is there, working hard. Dives on top of the ball. Again, we'll see a bounce. Carlton with not that many good players at the moment. Meldrum has played well for them. Bounce favours Jones. Tries to get it to Marcoux. He's pinned, loses it pretty quickly. Lester Smith's kick is well smothered. He's got a second chance. Marcoux burrows in. Here goes McClure again, as I said, trying hard. But Mew takes the mark left back pocket for Hawthorn. Goes across goal. Could be dangerous, but Russell Green is there, one of Hawthorn's best players. Green on the move now from right half back. Sheldon in pursuit. Green, long kick up towards the centre field area. Duel. English is there first. English, a short pass. Jones, has he got it? Yes, says the umpire. Takes the mark at half forward, but about 50 metres out from goal. Lead being made by Ralph. He's seen it. He's gone for a pass, and that's OK. Ralph leads out beautifully.
Well, Pete, what you said before is pretty right, I suppose. Meldrum and Ralph are the only two consistent players, possibly with Duel doing his best down there in defence. The rest are struggling, really.
They are, but Ralph, I don't know, every time I see this guy, he plays reasonably well, but the Carlton supporters that I've spoken to don't seem to like him. He's kicked 3 goals anyway, and they've only got 3, so you can't do much more than that, can you? He's got 4 now, 4 out of 4. That's not bad. Carlton come closer. 25.5 minutes gone. 7's big lead from VFL Park. 9-8 to 4-7.
Peachy could possibly use Lou Richards' comment to really sum Warren Ralph up. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not.
That's right.
That really is Warren Ralph. As he lines it up, you watch on replay, and he is a very reliable kick.
Like Peter McKenna at his best. You'd be proud of that one.
Well, that's going back a long time, isn't it?
26 minutes gone now in the second quarter. 62 plays 31.
Knocked out by Jones. Let's hope that Carlton get a couple of quick goals as McClure tries to get through the pack. Was he pushed in the back? Now the umpire said it'll be a baller. There's umpire James, named Aboriginal of the Year, which was certainly a nice honour for that, like a very popular umpire.
Top bloke.
Centre bounce. Against Payton as Jones gets the tap down for the second time. Back to McClure, a high kick over the centre half forward position, punched out by Swab. Comes back to Buckley. It's about time he's done something. He's gone for a shot at the goal, up to Ralph again. Oh, it could be a free kick to him.
Have to be.
Yes, a push in the back, so he's got a chance to kick his 5th goal.
He's got 4, 1 from a free already, and he's kicked Carlton's only goal.
Well, he's got into his back. He may have overemphasised that, but the free kick was there, and Warren Ralph with a chance to kick his 5th, and that'll be Carlton's entire score of goals, which is a fine effort for a bloke that's been in the doldrums all this year.
Yes, Chris Mew is certainly not the Chris Mew from early in the year. He's become ultra negative against Ralph, and is starting to try and manhandle.
There's Ralph's kick. Now that's another goal. Goal number 5 to Ralph. And of course the scoreboard now on the big league is 9 goals, 8-62. Hawthorn to Carlton, 5-7, 37.
Sandy Roberts takes a look back at the past qualifying finals. Then it's on to the second half on 7's Big League. Westpac makes managing your money a lot easier by giving you a one-card way to bank. For faster service in our branches, 24-hour access to Handy Bank right across Australia, and a handy way to pay for things you need and get your extra cash as well. A convenient way to shop or bank with just one card. You choose either a Westpac MasterCard or a Westpac card, because the card is the bank and the bank is Westpac.
Welcome to Australia's newest world-class international motor racing circuit, Sandown International. This Sunday, for the first time, see the Castrol 500 for touring cars on the fantastic new track. We have sports sedans and Formula One. Sandown, the world's newest circuit with Australia's top motor racing action. This Sunday. Let's go to Sandown.
Do something for yourself. Join the Army Reserve.
My sandwich maker's so fresh, sandwich fittings just won't look at another white loaf.
Listen, sweetheart, could you handle a round or two?
Oh, sandwich maker, only with you.
See what I mean?
Okay, baby. How'd you like to slip between my slices?
Oh, sandwich maker, you are the fresh one.
So, if you want a white sandwich loaf that's really fresh...
Gotta be...
Fred, it's fresh, all right.
And welcome back to Sevens Big League, our special edition for the qualifying final. Let's look back in years past now, what happened in the qualifying final in seasons back as we go up to Sandy Roberts.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia. On big arena, Australia.
To be a champion, you need the right sort of qualifying final. Wayne Richardson and Ronnie Wearmouth had their numbers taken, and Royce Hart kicked goals as the Tigers won the match, and Collingwood won the scrapping honours in the first qualifying final. That was back in 1972. The injured Hart played a crucial part again in 1973, kicking 5 as the Tigers went down to the Blues in a replay of the 1972 Grand Final. North beat Hawthorn in the last round of 1974 and went on to record a 38-point win a week later in this first finals encounter between the two sides. It was to be the first of many during the 70s. North were back in action again in 1975, online for their first ever premiership with a win over Carlton by 20 points. Lee Matthews kicked 7-6 to blitz the Roos in 1976 in a qualifying final best of field performance. Peter Hudson made it 100 for the 5th time early in the qualifying final of 1977 and went on to kick 6 for the match as the Hawks defeated the Roos for the 11th time in 13 meetings. It was to be the Hawks for the 3rd year in a row in 1978 when Mike Moncrief kicked 8 and Hawthorn defeated Collingwood by 56 points. North Melbourne kicked 10 goals to 1 in the 3rd quarter of the 79 qualifying final and went on to win by 39 points. Stan Magro was suspended for 2 weeks for striking John Casson, who had kicked 5 for the winning Roos. Tony Jewell and Percy Jones clashed at VFL Park in 1980 in a sensational aside to the qualifying final. 337-game VFL record holder Kevin Bartlett kicked 6 as the Tigers scooted home by 42 points. Ruckman come forward pocket John Mossop kicked 5 goals in the 2nd quarter of the 1981 qualifying final to ensure a Geelong victory over Collingwood. He finished with 7 for the game. The Dominator, Wayne Johnston, was suspended for 2 matches after the 1982 match and Peter Bosustow for 1. But Carlton kept their hopes alive with a 58-point win over Hawthorn. And what about 1983? Veterans Peter Knights with 6 and Bernie Quinlan with 8 thrilled the vast MCG crowd. It was a thriller, all right, with eventual premiers Hawthorn safe, but only just by 4 points. Some great action from the qualifying finals of days gone by. Now back to some highlights of today's action. Here again's Peter.
Sevens Big League is part of the 1984 Nissan VFL Premiership season.
Thank you, Sandy. Just before we go back to the action, let's check out 2 winners in the TAB Footy Bet competition, each richer by $250. Mr. C. Brown of Maroopna and Mr. I. Mackenzie of Shepparton. So people up that way in the Goulburn Valley certainly quick on the telephone tonight. Congratulations to you both, and their names go into the barrel for our end-of-season prize draw. Now, phone account holders, If your phone account number is one of those with the TAB, take a quick look at them. 2, 4, 6, 8 numbers there on screen. 268-2174 is the number to ring if yours is one of those. And the first 2 viewers through also richer by $250. We'll announce the winners a little bit later on. Let's go back to the action now at VFL Park, the qualifying final for 1984. And this time we rejoin the play at the start of the third quarter.
One side of the ground, Pete. Second half of the match now. Hawthorn leading by 25 points, but Carlton got the last 2 goals in the second quarter, close to half-time. Knocked away by Byrne. Dool loses it out to Byrne. Picked by Blackwell at right half-back length. Blackwell back to Meldrum, one of Carlton's best players, and he started off in fine fettle again. 5 marks and 17 possessions. He's got it onto Ashman. Ashman at right half forward tries to get around Schwab. He does so. The kick in towards goal. O'Halloran does it well. Polkinghorne. And the mark taken by Robertson. Decides to get it moving quickly onto Schwab, who fumbles. This allows Jones the opportunity. Paddles it further forward, trying to find Ashman. Robertson in the road, and the umpire letting it go. Byrne, or just about threw that one out. It comes out to Montgomery. He's lost it. Picked up by Morris. A lot of fumbling to start the third quarter. Curran and Dean. Is it a mark? No, says the umpire. They've been consistent on that today. Judge tackled by 2 of them. He paid the free kick. Loveridge chips it up to Matthews, and he has not got it. Good play by Reid. English, he had his number taken in the second quarter, gets it back to Reid at right half-back, and Carlton get out of danger. Reid's kick is a very high one. Jones and Byrne. Jones stands his ground. Jones on centre wing. Polkinghorne and Meldrum. Blackwell, not Blackwell, but Ralph overruns the ball. Mew held to him or holding the ball, says the umpire. It's the latter. 18 free kicks to Carlton, 11 for Hawthorn. The stats at the moment. And Ralph to take the free kick. He's kicked 5 goals for Carlton, and they've got 5 on the board. He won't kick a goal from here, but he's a beautiful long kick up to the full forward position, trying to find Madden. Sheldon runs the long way. O'Halloran in pursuit. Good smother by Polkinghorne. O'Halloran paddles it on beautifully. Mew to Robertson, just about runs out of bounds. He's still in play, keeps it in play. Now towards centre wing, and Curran should get there first for Hawthorn. No, he doesn't.
And Buckley with a long kick, and Carlton go back into attack again. Murphy, what a great mark to the little rover. Oh, that was a gutsy mark.
Yes. Giving away how many centimetres you would not know. He got rid of Rod Lester Smith with just a great lip and used his body beautifully. A lovely mark.
2.5 minutes gone. Murphy from about 35 metres out kicks the ball. It's a long kick. It deserves a goal, and it is a goal.
Last 3 goals to Carlton. They're back in it now.
Well, Carlton with a chance. 6 goals, 7.43 Carlton to Hawthorn. 9 goals, 8.62. And the Blues must have a chance now, Bob.
A replay we watch is Jim Buckley. Intercept well. And Fraser Murphy using the body to perfection. Wonderful effort.
Well, the difference now, 19 points. As we see Murphy take that mark from our camera behind the goals.
3 minutes gone now, third quarter.
Centre bounce again. This will give the Blues a bit of confidence. Only 19 points down, and they were in a bad spot about halfway through the second quarter. That ball was knocked out by Byrne, kicked off the ground by Tuck. There's Brewer, and he goes down. He was off the last quarter with a nasty knock in the face. English with a hand pass to Jones. And Carlton go back into attack again. Up there towards Ralph. He's got it. He's already kicked 5 goals. Oh, he's led them a merry dance. First of all, it was Morris, and now this very experienced backman Mew. He's on top of him, and he's going for goal number 6.
Mew saying to umpire Russ, I didn't think I'd fall over on my own.
Well, there we go now. Ralph would only be about 40 metres out, and the distance shouldn't worry him, and he's a very accurate kick for goal. As we approach the 4-minute mark of this third quarter, this goal would be very handy for Carlton. There it is on its way, and that's a great kick, and it's a goal. So the Blues are back in business.
Last 4 goals to Carlton.
So the scoreboard, it's Hawthorn, 9 goals, 8.62. To Carlton, 7 goals, 7.49 on the big lead.
Well, is this the third quarter Carlton burst that they're famous for, Bob?
They've done it against Hawthorn 2 or 3 occasions. Certainly not this year, and possibly, well, I know early last year they kicked 8 or 9 in the term. But Warren Ralph in particular has justified, more than justified, the selectors' faith in him with 6 goals out of their 7.
Well, he'd have to be on those stats just about best on the ground, wouldn't he, really? 4.5 minutes gone. Byrne to Tuck. Buckley taps it back. Sheldon burrows in. No one making any headway. A ball up, says umpire James. Only about 10 metres away from the circle, but on Carlton's, or in Carlton's attacking zone. Carlton looking a much better side now. They've kicked the last 4, and they're the running side at present. Down to Langford. English in the road, though. Certainly had the better of Loveridge. Chips it out. Blackwell on his own. And Carlton really looking good. Mew this time in front of Ralph. Kicks it out of bounds on the full, so everything falling into place for Carlton at the moment. Hawthorn not doing anything right.
Plus the fact, Pete, that Carlton have got plenty of big-time players for this match. They've won plenty of finals. They've been in plenty of finals, some of these players.
Ralph, he's got it again. Can he make it 7? They've kicked the last 4. Ralph has got 6. The only other goal kicked for Carlton by Fraser Murphy, so it's not really a one-man band, but by golly, how can they ever leave this guy out of the team?
Well, only with Pete. If you had seen him play against Footscray, Pete, you know why.
I didn't see him play against Footscray, Bob. Goal umpire just moving across. Don't tell me he's missed one. He has 1 point. So Warren Ralph now has 6 goals, 3 to his credit. 62 plays 50, 2 goals in it. O'Halloran comes towards the member stand side. He's trying to find Morris. Robertson. Green. They'll have to get their running game going if they're to get back into this match. They're leading at the moment, but by golly, Carlton playing the better football. Morris chips it down to right half forward. Matthews. On to Loveridge. McCarthy on his own and marks. Well, I thought about going to
Matthews there, Pete.
Yes, it was. He thought about going the hand pass, but obviously decided that that was not the thing to do. He's well within kicking distance, and it would certainly be a steadier for Hawthorn.
Waiting on McCarthy. Of course, the difference 12 points. There's the kick on its way, and there's no doubt about it. It's a goal. So just over the 7-minute mark. It's Hawthorn, 10 goals, 868 to Carlton, 7-8, 50 points.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia. On Rank Arena, Australia's favourite.
To be a champion, you need the right sort of technological backup. Rank Arena are champions because for years they've had the experience and technology of NEC behind them. And now you'll find the NEC name right up there with Rank Arena, with new ideas like the high-resolution picture tube for superior contrast and colour. You know Rank Arena. Now get to know NEC.
It's another way to say our favourite colour TV.
I got a mate. I got a mate called Mazda.
Real good mate I go to work with. Real good mate who works real hard. Real good mate I got to rely on.
My Mazda 3's the best investment I ever made. That 2-litre engine works real hard. 5-speed transmission will go anywhere. Power-assisted front discs will stop any time. Add Mazda comfort and reliability to all that muscle, you got more than a ute, you've got a mate. I got a mate called Mazda.
Once a year, we all have to wrestle with our car insurance premium. And unfortunately...
You're much bigger than last year.
So if that car insurance premiums are getting you down, call Ready Plan.
Ready Plan!
For many years, Ready Plan has been tackling overweight car insurance premiums. We usually win on price and service. With Ready Plan, you're free of car insurance worries. And that's a champion feeling.
On an 84 Falcon insured with AAMI, save around $26 with Ready Plan.
Hey, look what Arnott's got for you now. Arnott's Aussie Sports Biscuits. With all your favourite Aussie sports printed on the biscuits. There are skiers and surfers, high divers, footballers. All printed with caramel colour on the biscuits. There are yachtsmen and gymnasts and cricketers. Why don't you try them? They taste great. Arnott's Aussie Sports. Good biscuits.
2 young girls at summer camp, strong-willed, independent and desperate to win a simple contest. It's whoever gets the guy first. Tatum O'Neill and Christy McNichol, Little Darlings, the hilarious Sunday movie premiere at 8:30 on 7.
Still in the third quarter at VFL Park in the qualifying final, we pick up play 11 and a half minutes in.
Towards centre forward, there's a mark. McClure.
Actually, McClure hasn't played a bad game since quarter time either, Pete. He's a goer, keeps on putting in all the time.
This is a fine mark, that one, as we watch on replay. McClure always prepared to take the front position, and it's great to have a forward player who is prepared to stand his ground and be in the front. Defenders then have to punch the ball away, and it gives an opportunity for your smaller players to come on the scene.
Mark McClure would have to fall over to miss it. 10 metres out, directly in front. Puts it through for a goal. And a very valuable one for Carlton. McClure's first. Carlton now 8-9-57. Hawthorn 11-8-74.
And we're just over the 12-minute mark, and Carlton still hanging in there as we see Meldrum drive the ball down there to McClure.
And the replay shows a fine mark to McClure. Fraser Murphy standing by as McClure with our shot from behind the goals. A nice kick, and McClure, particularly since quarter time, has done a good job at centre half forward.
17 points now only in favour of Hawthorn. We're approaching the 13-minute mark of the third quarter.
Centre bounce, 17 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. Knocked out by Madden. McClure juggles that one, still takes the ball with him, a hand pass. Well played by McClure, over to Mark Q, up there towards Ralph again. He's out of position and a mark there to Mew. Ralph has already kicked 6 goals. Been a very strong player down there on the forward line for Carlton, and a good mark taken here at half-back for Hawthorn by Loveridge. Out to Green, their most prolific kick-getter this year and today again. As the ball is finally shot around towards Hawthorn's half-forward line. They all missed that. Kicked off the ground by Dill, but it hit the boundary line, didn't it? It was out of bounds. So it'll be a penalty free kick to Hawthorn. Couldn't do much else that time, Dill.
Bad luck for him. It didn't clear by much.
That's right. I think he tried to
put it along the ground.
That's right, he did. Robertson now, about 65 to 70 metres out from goal. Matthews making the lead. Oh, Harms was giving him a mile, gave him a mile start that time, and Matthews would be about 45 metres out, but a difficult shot. I don't know if he'll make the distance or not. Gone for a short pass, and Bertie DiPierre Domenico's got the mark. He goes for a short pass. There's plenty of Hawthorn players down there in that forward line, wandering around loose. I don't know what's happened to the Carlton defence. Lacking a little bit of concentration.
Curran's on his own too.
Now Byrne, the most effective big player on the ground today. He's played a tremendous game, and he'd only be about 45 to 50 metres out directly in front. He's already kicked 1 goal. Used to play for Melbourne. And there's the kick. It's another goal. That's his second. And Hawthorn move on to 12 goals, 880 for Carlton, 8 goals, 957. And we're just over just on the 14.5-minute mark of this third quarter.
Whether Carlton are getting a little tired or not, Hawthorn still continue to run and make position. Carlton not picking their players up. There were 3 occasions there that Hawthorn were able to short pass and go across into that corridor down the centre to have a direct shot at goal.
Sevens big league from VFL Park, approaching the 15-minute mark of the quarter now. Knocked away by Byrne, picked up by Sheldon. His kick was well smothered, but the chances for Marcoux. Now he's lost it. Dermot Brereton's kick also was a short one. Nobody making any headway here. Byrne goes the long way. Robertson tries to get clear, effective, onto Curran. Curran shoots at goal from 35 metres out, and it's there. 2 goals to Curran. A great chain of hand passes bring Hawthorn another goal. 13-8 to 8-9 at VFL Park.
But no matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia. I still call Australia. I still call Australia home. From national.
Every payday, everywhere in Australia, millions of people count on cash in their pay packet. They count on cash for its convenience. They count on cash because it's easier to control their money. And they count on cash to give them a bit of bargaining power. After all, you've never really been paid until you've got cash. You can count on cash, and you can count on Armaguard.
He's football's greatest character, and he's back at his controversial best in the Sunday press tomorrow. Jacko's season on the ground has finished, but now he's joining the men in the press box to report exclusively on the finals for the Sunday press. He'll bring you his frank thoughts from Waverley on the qualifying final clash between Hawthorn and Carlton. And he'll provide a special preview of the big elimination final at the MCG. The press will also publish a special 4-page lift-out supplement to take to the match or study at home. No wonder the press is the football fans must buy every Sunday. Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
Oh, this would have to be one of the most one-sided finals for a long time. Toyota Corona is goals ahead from just $39.90 per week, including on-road costs. An offer that leaves the opposition flat-footed. Full points to Corona, the success car of 1984, from only $39.90 per week, including on-road costs. What a deal, what a winner. But hurry, offer ends with the final siren, September 29.
This Monday, Tommy and Tuppence tackle their first major mystery and unravel an amazing, diabolical plot of premeditated murder. A whodunit in the finest tradition. Agatha Christie's Partners in Crime, Monday at 8:30 on 7.
Still in the third quarter, and we rejoin play at the 21.5-minute mark.
Back to Reid. That's a shocking kick off the side of the boot. Flying high was Sheldon, taking it off the top of the pack. That time was Aspen, a short pass and a marquee to Ralph, and he's already kicked 6 goals. He'd be a good 50 metres out. He's going to go for the shot, I think. Yes, he is. It's a long kick towards the goals. At the back is McClure, but off the top of the pack and through for 1 point. So the difference now 30 points, 13 goals, 10-88 Carlton to Hawthorn, I should say, to Carlton 8 goals, 10-58.
Byrne once again proving his value by punching that through for a point. Didn't try for the mark, just thumped it through for a rush point to Carlton.
I don't know what you think, Bob, but Byrne, in my opinion, is shaping up as nearly the best player on the ground.
Yes, I would agree, Lou.
Ball out there now. Flying high that time was Curran. Punched away by Carlton's Glasgow. It hits the deck, but finally trickles over the boundary line about 40 metres around from the Carlton goal. And they're trailing by 30 points as we approach the 22.5-minute mark of this, the third quarter. Ball knocked back to Ashman. A hurried kick towards the goals. Punched away that time by Ralph. And Murphy with a shot. And he's put it through, the little rover. That's his second. So it's Hawthorn 13-10-88 to Carlton 9-10-64. And the Blues still haven't given in yet.
Well, they most certainly haven't. But once again, the value there of the forward showing a bit of desperation. And we watch on replay, and you can see Warren Ralph punched the ball away. He knew he had no chance of taking the mark himself, so he made sure that Chris Mew didn't, giving the opportunity for Murphy.
23 minutes gone in the quarter. That was Murphy's second goal. It's only 4 goals the difference now in favour of Hawthorn. Madden against Byrne. Palmed down by Byrne, picked up by Loveridge. Loveridge's kick is a high one. Montgomery getting underneath it, so too is Doyle. He punches the ball clear. English is there. Plenty of Carlton players to take it away. Marku to Doyle is caught by Judge. Umpire says play on and allows Langford to get through. Threads his way around 3 players. Long up to full forward and Matthews. The flyer is Curran. Gets collared. Oh, good defence. Good defence. 23.5 minutes gone. Reid brings the ball back into play for Carlton and goes towards the outer side of the ground. He'll find Doole. He can't take the mark nonetheless. Ball scooped further forward. It's just inside the boundary line, and we'll see a throw in between left half forward and left centre wing for Carlton.
One thing about Doole, Pete, if he can't get it, nobody else will.
He certainly stopped Brereton from getting it, didn't he, there? Byrne in front. Loses out to Madden. DP Domenico has been fairly quiet this quarter. He's gone for a pass. Judge or Robertson. Robertson's got it. Robertson missing that one in front before. It's a play-on call. Didn't see him go over the mark, but the umpire said he did. Robertson slews that one off the side of the boot. Curran's there. Reid is the flyer. Good defence again by Carlton. It comes to Green. Green onto Loveridge. A right foot snapshot into the goal square. Montgomery getting underneath it and takes a good mark and will probably get a 15-metre penalty. He could reverse it if he's not careful.
Yes, there's no value in what Reid was doing there.
No worries at all, Bob.
You take a chance of giving away a goal.
That's right, you certainly do.
Anyway, Montgomery still has the kick. Drops a little bit short. The umpire says he has to kick over the mark. So, being totally correct, Montgomery will take the kick again as umpire Russo explains to McCarthy what the procedure is. 25 minutes have gone in the third quarter. Montgomery from left back pocket for Carlton. Naturally favours the member stand flank. He's looking for Madden, who has it knocked away by Byrne, but Jimmy Buckley's there for Carlton. Buckley gets around Tuck. Away he goes. Loveridge in pursuit, and he's caught him. Great tackle by the Hawthorn rover, but Buckley gets it again. Wobbles it up to half forward. Ashman in front. Can't complete the mark. Polkinghorn and Meldrum. Mew looks out there for Lester Smith, and Lester Smith takes the mark at right half-back flank.
And Lester Smith drives the ball back there looking for Byrne. The ball punched away that time by Carlton. That's Dean, and the ball is out of bounds.
The disposal of Hawthorn far superior to Carlton's, Lou.
Certainly is, Bob, but you've got to give full marks to Carlton. They looked as though they were in a hopeless position about halfway through the second quarter, and in this quarter again, but they're still there with a chance. It's only 25 points the difference as Glasgow tries to get a hand pass out. A hurried kick by Morris back towards the wing position. They all get under that, but finally picked up by Madden. Dill put Brereton out of business, but the umpire said it's a high ball. Keep going, fellas. Marcoux couldn't get out. Down goes Murphy. Got one in the back, and Murphy will take a free kick. This fella's a little battler, the rover from Geelong West, as he sends the ball up there looking for Ralph. Ralph and Mew having a great battle. Mew's got it. Ralph's got it. And Mew not too happy with the decision, but it was the mark all the way. They were both battling for it.
I'll only repeat that I think O'Halloran is player I would have put onto Warren Ralph right from the very start. Chris Mew, a very talented player, but not playing in the form that we saw from him early in the season, or I should say prior probably to the state game.
Well, he was worrying about getting a free kick instead of worrying about Ralph that time. And when you've got a player in form like this guy, you've got to concentrate on. There's the kick. That could be goal number 7 for him. It is. So 27 minutes gone of the third quarter. It's Hawthorn 13-11-89 to Carlton 10-10-70. That's a difference of 19 points.
It's a wonderful effort by Warren Ralph. As we see on replay, Fraser Murphy put the ball forward, and Chris Mew looking for the free kick. I think possibly he was being held, but that doesn't matter. You do not look for a free kick. Your great job as a defender is to make sure your opponent does not get the ball.
Certainly right, Bob. 27.5 minutes gone. 19 points the difference as we approach the end of this third quarter. Knocked out by Big Madden. Buckley spins out of the pack. He's playing better this quarter. Lester Smith couldn't hold the mark. Little Murphy battling strongly. Comes out of the pack, but finally gets it away. Ralph comes out. He's already kicked 7 goals. Over to Ashman. Punched away by Mew. In goes Swab. He's got to get around Ralph. He does. A hand pass to Green, but he's under pressure. Back it goes to Mew, and Hawthorn defence get it away. And a good mark to Di Pierdomenico. He quickly plays on. Shoots the ball across the centre half forward. Punched on. Oh, good play by McCarthy to Brereton. Clears circle, gets clear of Badul. Hope goes to Judge. A snap at goal, it'll be okay. It's a goal, that's his third. Good play on the part of Brereton. So it's 14-11-95 Hawthorn to Carlton 10-10-70.
You can get it riding. You can get it sliding. You can feel it coming on about 4. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Vic Bitter. You can get it walking. You can get it talking. You can get it working a plow. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
Talking of tough jobs, there was this big 20-foot greenhouse, my new Mitsubishi high roof, and just me and Joe. But my Mitsubishi high roof made it a cinch.
You call that tough? I had to hurry 18 models across town to a fashion show. Luckily, my Mitsubishi low roof turns on a 10-cent piece, handles really well. All right, girls, showtime.
The new Mitsubishi Express vans. A tough act to follow.
It's another Mitsubishi.
Geez, the car feels funny. Did you put those wheel nuts on properly?
You may not think your car's worth insuring, but you're still liable for all the damage it causes. This delivery van driver will sue for a lot of bread.
Hey, look at this.
And after their brush with death, the painters will settle out of court. The truck driver, well, he puts a court case in the pipeline. And the local cycling club gear up for a legal battle. The hardware shop, $8,200 damage. Yet the $80 property liability policy from AAMI pays for the property damage the car caused. It's quite a promise.
So call Amy. We keep our promises.
What do you know when you're an officer in the Army Reserve? When you're miles from anywhere with just a map and a compass and 30 soldiers under your command. When you're an officer in the Army Reserve, you know you're in charge. Army Reserve officer training is part-time. Applications are now open. For details, call this number. Achieve something for yourself.
4-1, Roger, out.
Become an officer in the Army Reserve.
There's nothing unusual about a priest having a heart attack, but it's scandal when he dies in the arms of a hooker. No one but Quincy can save the good priest's name. Quincy, 8:30 Tuesday on 7.
The difference is 25 points as we rejoin the match now at the 3-minute mark of the final term.
On the back of the head that time for Morris. He's quick at the back, but the umpire said it'll be a free kick for Hole the man. He gets a quick hand pass over to Mark Q, who's done nothing today. He's grabbed by Byrne, but still gets a kick, but it's a bad one, and the ball is out of bounds.
A wonderful effort by Byrne. Great piece of football. When you're a big ruckman like that, it would have been easy to allow Mark Q to run off down the ground, but he persisted and really put Byrne off his play.
Just on the 4-minute mark of the last quarter.
Mark Q off, I should say.
25 points the difference. Knocked out. Oh, down goes O'Halloran. Picked up by Mew. It's a high kick. It doesn't travel far. Still a chance for Lilia Mark. He's got it.
No, it bounced.
He's going to pay it.
It bounced.
Well, he's going to pay it. It was a fine effort. I think it was worth it whether it bounced or not. Watch it again.
We watch the replay. There it is.
No, I don't think it
did
bounced.
not bounce. It was a wonderful mark.
Great mark to Mark McLuhan. He's been a pretty good player. Actually, he's been a very good player since quarter time. He's got a chance to score a goal and make the difference, only 19 points. And we're just over the 4-minute mark. He's already kicked one. And this gives Carlton a chance to bounce back if he can put this one through. There it is on its way. It won't make the distance, and O'Halloran takes a good mark in defence.
O'Halloran, last line of defence. He's gone wide, trying to find Lester Smith in front of Murphy. He has. Lester Smith a pass, trying to find DP Domenico, who has taken the mark. Ascot making sure he didn't run off. He gives away 15 metres, but he intended to do that. Lester Smith at right centre wing. Short pass again. This time the mark taken by Judge at right half forward. He whistled back again, Dool. Judge a long way from goal, about 85 metres. Again goes for a pass, trying to find Matthews, and that might be out of bounds. I think it is, yes. So a boundary throw in, Matthews glaring back at Judge. Don't think appreciated the pass, and we'll see a boundary throw in, 25 points the difference. Madden and McCarthy, the two M's. One by Madden. Green sharks it, gets around Dool. That's difficult to do. The kick smothered. I don't think it'll be a mark. Matthews close to goal, loses this one out. Taken by Blackwell. Well played. Blackwell looks for Meldrum. Oh, clever knock on by Meldrum. That was brilliant. Now he's got the run of the ball. Polkinghorne in hot pursuit. Meldrum, one of Carlton's best players today. Great effort. And the ball just eluding him over the boundary line. Certainly a great effort, Bob Skilton.
It's an equally good effort by Polkinghorne, though, Pete. He applied pressure all the way down, and Meldrum easily one of Carlton's best players, but Polkinghorne full marks.
So a boundary throw it again. McClure this time doing battle with Byrne. Knocked down to Marcoux, who fires out a long hand pass to Ashman, who had a good third quarter. Ashman's kick is a short one, and the mark is taken by Meldrum again. Off he goes. Pass. Lester Smith goes the knock on. Bounce favours Murphy. Oh, he's just got to get boot to ball. And Mew, great defence, has rushed it through for a point.
He was just a little too tall for Murphy that time. He outreached him, didn't he?
14-12 to 10-12 at VFL Park.
Just on the 6.5-minute mark of this last quarter. Carlton still fighting it out as the ball goes back there towards the half-back line for Hawthorn. Langford got up high, taken off the back that time by Curran. It is. He goes for a pass. It's okay, and marked there by Robertson on the centre wing position. Hawthorn 14-12, 96 to Carlton 10-12, 72. And the ball down there on their half forward. Langford drives it up there towards McCarthy, but there's a mark in front that time by Reid. Down towards the back pocket position. A long hand pass over to Harms. Harms' kick is back towards the centre of the ground. We see Swab and Marcoux battling there. It's McClure coming out, but he ducked his head. It'll be holding the ball. Now the umpires call play on attack. A hand pass coming over to Green. This looks bad for Carlton as he goes deep into attack. Up there towards Matthews, and good play by Black. As a matter of fact, this fella's done very well on Matthews since shifted onto him. And the kick is a beauty out to Marcoux. And this gives Carlton a running chance down towards their forward line. McClure, he's got it again. A hand pass over to Buckley. A quick one. Short pass. Looking there for Ralph, but he was off balance that time. Down goes Mew. Picked up by Buckley again. Shrugs one tackle off. Intercepted by Polkinghorn. This is pressure football as it goes out wide. Sheldon and Loveridge go after this one. But Sheldon hasn't been in the picture today as we see Loveridge give a beautiful hand pass. Coming out there to Mew. Back it goes again to Green. And the ball back there to DP Domenico. Knocked on by Glasgow. Backs up well. Gets away from DP Domenico, but falls over. Bad luck. Picked up by Brown. He scoots around Reed beautifully as he drives the ball up there towards Matthews. He's got the jump on Buck Blackwell over the length for a shot at goal. It'll be okay. It's a goal. So just over the 8-minute mark, it's Hawthorn. 15 goals, 12, 102. To Carlton, 10 goals, 12, 72.
There's excellent play by Brereton there. Intercepted the handball as we watch on replay now. There it is. Brereton intercepting the handball, and he deliberately hooks the ball back. He sees the lead from Matthews, and although it's out in front, it was a well-placed kick, a nice hand pass from Lee Matthews, and an equally good goal from Langford, but great play by Brereton.
Sevens big league from VFL Park in the qualifying final. 30 points the difference. In the final term now, 9 minutes in, 102 plays 72, knocked down by Byrne. Loveridge's kick is a short one to half forward for Hawthorn. Brereton got one hand to it. It's trapped by English, who gets around Brereton, goes wide. Out on the wing is Ashman, who takes the mark. He's had a good second half. And the mark is taken by Marcoux in front of Schwab. Marcoux right half forward flank for Carlton. Lead being made by Ralph. He's kicked the ball long. Out comes Ralph now. Can't complete the mark. Jones was there. Polkinghorn, short kick. Marcoux again. Schwab won't get him. Marcoux's got the pace. Looks for Madden. He's in front. Knocked down to McClure. His shot is there. Sellers has kicked it, I think. Yes, he has. And McClure brings up his second goal. So a great last quarter. 9.5 minutes in. 15-12 to 11-12.
It's on. The great Nissan Bluebird $1,000 gift. It's big, and people are racing in as Nissan gives you $1,000 on every Bluebird sedan, $750 on every Bluebird wagon. As a gift, you'll save. So join the rush to Bluebird. Get up to $1,000 rebate and save as Nissan dealers put up their best ever Bluebird deals. It's a gift. The great Nissan Bluebird $1,000 gift. There's never been a better time to...
As Australia began to grow, so did the demand for Violet's delicious Violet Crumble. That true crumbling honeycomb in a delicious chocolatey coating. There was so much demand that...
What?
Gold?
The craving for Violet Crumble led many early settlers astray. Sometimes it just has to be Violet Crumble.
It's been years in the planning. It's taken real ingenuity to design the new Power Torque engine with less parts but more power. It's taken a breakthrough down under here by Victor and the CSIRO. A vortex action. That means it's not only much quieter, but it cuts and picks up grass like no other mower. The new Victor Vortex. There's no mower like it down under.
One burger, please. One burger, please.
Most places seem to make burgers as if people all have exactly the same taste.
One burger, please.
But at Red Rooster, we realise there's more to life than just beef. Take our delicious chicken, cheese and bacon burger, or our tempting tropical chicken burger, or our new mouth-watering fisherman's fillet. So if you've got a beef about burgers, come and see Red Rooster. Because people have different tastes, so do our burgers. Thank goodness.
3 murders lead Cagney and Lacey to a hotline for desperates. 3 murders push the boss to the limit. 3 murders could become 4. Cagney and Lacey. That's teamwork. 9:30 Tuesday on 7.
Back to the final term now, and we rejoin play 13 minutes in.
Caught. Umpire calls play on. It'll be a free kick to whom?
Dean, I think.
It could be reversed now. It is reversed. DP Domenico got one right in the gob.
Matthews first. Still making one of the rare mistakes, I think. We'll watch on replay. There was the free kick to Dean. Dool coming in,
Jones
getting
got
rid
him.
of Matthews. And
I think you'll find that DP Domenico's okay. He was resting on his elbow after he got knocked down.
There he is there, Lou.
I don't think that would sting him at all.
And a goal by Matthews would lift him anyway.
Matthews, some 35 metres out from goal, has put it through for a goal. That's 5 goals to Matthews. 16-13, 109 to 11-12, 78 at VFL Park.
Well, very rare do you see that man make such an elementary error. There's the free kick to Dean, and there's Dool.
Look at DP, especially on his elbow.
I think Matthews must be saying, well, fancy getting a free kick from Bruce Dool like that.
Yes, he'd be the first time I think I've ever seen Dool give away one like that.
But, well, let's face it, they're very rare from Bruce Dool.
14 minutes gone in the final term. Jones in the ruck for Carlton against Byrne for Hawthorn, who has done a lion's share of it this afternoon. Thumped 40 metres by Byrne. Montgomery knocks it back to the centre circle, but the umpire's found a free kick, and it will be going to Hawthorn. Jones having a word to the umpire. And Byrne takes the free kick at the circle. To half forward, looking for Curran. Knocked away by Lester Smith. Plenty of Carlton defenders are there. Dean gives it to Dool. Awkward kick, slews off the side of the boot. In front is Langford, who takes the mark amid attention from Meldon. Langford, short of left half forward. Matthews calling for it, telling him where to kick the ball. Dool has to beat 3 of them, and just about did. English caught when not in possession. The umpire calls play on. Matthews does, and kicks a goal or a behind. It's the latter, and the score now at VFL Park, 16-14, 110 to 11-12, 78.
32 points the difference, just over the 15-minute mark of this last quarter, and things not looking too good for Carlton now. Polkinghorne, Meldon, but tapped on that time by Montgomery out towards the half-back flank boundary. He's got plenty of time to go for a bit of a bounce. Right on the line he is, coming around towards the wing position. Goes for a hand pass over to Marcoux. Back it goes to Montgomery. Now he goes for another trot. Then he decides to go for the long kick. It falls short, and Little Murphy's got it. He's played a pretty valuable game today, too. He's had 17 possessions, and he's kicked 2 goals. He's about 40 metres out from goal. The shot, there it is on its way. Won't make the distance. Ralph got 1 or 2 hands to it, couldn't hold the mark, and the ball is out of bounds right against the point post, deep in the attacking zone for Carlton. 32 points the difference. Favour of Hawthorn, so the ball is knocked out towards Ralph again. He's already kicked 7. He's going to have a snapshot of the goals. Let's see what he can do with this one. Oh, it's not a bad sort of a kick either. There's goal number 8, and that was a ripper, wasn't it? Oh, that was a lovely goal, Robert.
It certainly was, Lou. You know, full marks, and you know, Warren Ralph, as I said earlier, I wouldn't have played him on his form against Footscray the other week, and he certainly has shown R.J. Skilton and everyone else who was critical of his selection, because 8 goals so far, and I think that equals the highest number of goals in a qualifying final.
Nearly 17 minutes gone now. Carlton still making a late run, 16-14 to 12-12.
Set about. 17 minutes gone of the last quarter. Marcoux shoots the ball back there towards that half-forward line, coming out to meet it as Swab, and he takes the mark at half-back. Quickly plays on. Under pressures, the ball goes out wide there to Green. Green steadies. 26 points the difference, so they're not out of the fire yet, Hawthorn, but they're looking okay as we see Jones drop that mark. It was a difficult one. DP Domenico, and Dill fight it out. It's DP Domenico. Beautiful play on the boundary line as he kicks the ball long. What's this one? Oh, my goodness. Was that a goal? Yes, it is a goal. Unbelievable. That is the best goal I've seen for years.
17-14, 116 to 12-12, 84 at VFL Park.
I think the runner, Peter, is trying to take DP Domenico off as we watch on replay.
I'd like to try.
Tapped over the back, and now DP Domenico taps it forward. Goes, balks beautifully, and he's not the most fluent-looking player, but he certainly has skill. The
most effective, but
the
that's
way he was able to balk and then steady, and what a great team-lifting goal.
18 minutes gone, 116 to 84. Carlton now through Sheldon. Up towards right half forward flank, Meldrum and Polkinghorne. Polkinghorne went the tap on. Meldrum lost it. Mew in front of Ralph, who's already kicked 8 goals to equal the qualifying final. Get to Langford. Langford at left half-back flank. Goes short. Up the centre wing. Too long for Sheldon. Knock on by Brereton. Robertson tries to knock it clear. Not successful. The umpire's found a free kick. Now it's a play-on call. Marku does. He chips it up towards the point of the square, and the mark is taken by Jimmy Buckley in front of Green. Buckley decides to play on. Get the ball moving quickly. He does just that in the road, though. Russell Morris will get a free kick for in the back. Carlton fans not happy with that.
I don't think Murphy's too happy about it either.
I don't think Morris is even less so.
I don't know what he could do there. What's he supposed to do, Bob?
He had to come in and try and tap it away, but in doing it, he did get into the back.
Morris out towards centre wing.
I must admit it, they have been consistent, because I was critical of one early in the game and went against Hawthorn.
So a boundary throw in on centre wing at the 19-minute mark. 116 players, 84 in the qualifying final from VFL Park. The match going to CTV in Canada, ESPN in the United States. Sheldon on centre wing. Looks for Marku. Marku gets clear. Off tuck. Just. Short pass up to Melbourne, who's been a very constructive contributor for Carlton. Montgomery. Marku at half forward. Attempted smother by Green. Not successful. O'Halloran in front. Takes the mark in front of Big Madden. Over to O'Halloran. Left back pocket. Looks for a lead across the half-back line. None there, so he goes long. Tuck in front, chips in beautifully to take the mark.
Just on the 20-minute mark, 32 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. Just the same, Carlton haven't been disgraced here today. They've had many players down, and I think in the third quarter they got within 12 points, and they've made Hawthorn really fight here, but Hawthorn, no doubt, the far superior side. They get this running game going, and they're very hard to stop. But plenty of winners. There's one now we're talking about. Byrne played one of the best games he's played since leaving Melbourne. They'd be sorry about that, as we see Curran fire at the goals up to Matthews. Couldn't get there in time. Had 2 to contend with, and the ball is out of bounds. Out of bounds in the forward pocket, about 5 metres around from the point post. 116 Hawthorn to Carlton 84. Approaching the 21-minute mark of this last quarter. It's been a pretty strong game here today. A couple of players have had to leave the ground. Hunter with a corked thigh, and of course Austin with as though it could have been a badly bruised face, and Brereton went off the ground, but
Eade with ribs too.
Yeah, Eade with rib, but Brereton came back, and one on the ground. We see a hand pass from Robertson back to Langford. Fumble that one, has a hurried snapshot towards the goals. Won't make the distance. Players set themselves. Punched out by Reid, and the ball is out of bounds again.
We've been able to see the versatility of the Hawthorn side. With DiPierdomenico getting injured and going to the forward pocket. Lester Smith, who started at half-back, then went down to the forward pocket, is now back on the wing.
Well, back there to Mark Q. He takes the mark. Little short of half-back. Could be a 15-metre penalty against Robertson.
What's that about that?
Hand pass to Ashman. But Carlton really haven't had their small players running today. That's been their trouble. Sheldon's been down, but there's an excuse for him. He's been out for most of the season. They might have rushed him back, as we see little Murphy coming in, who's battled hard all day. Goes for a hand pass to Ashman, picks it up there at half forward, looking for Ralph. He's got it. He's already kicked 8, and he could break the record here for a qualifying final, Bob, because that 8 goals is the equal of the record. He's had 10 marks, and no doubt he's one of the best players on the ground too.
Easily.
Well, he's had about 20 possessions. That's a fine effort at full forward. Now, he's only about 35 to 40 metres out and could easily kick this one for goal number 9. There she is on its way. Oh, it didn't make the distance. Big Madden couldn't grab that. Well, he hasn't grabbed many today, and the ball is through for 1 point. So 22 and a half minutes just on, and it's Hawthorn 17-14, 116 to Carlton 12-13, 85, and the Blues still plugging away as the ball goes out there to Buckley. Finally picked up by Tuck, grabbed by McClure, gets the hand pass back there to Langford, who's played a pretty solid game since quarter time, as the ball goes there to centre half forward. Intercepted out here by Dean, in a bit of trouble getting clear, but shows a lot of determination. Nearly got one in the back to Dool. Over to Harms. Harms gets a hand pass back to McClure. Over to Jones. He had to bend for that one. Stretch as the ball goes down, and a mark there to Polkinghorne.
Polkinghorne at left half-back flank.
I think Hawthorn have gone for safety with Michael Tuck, Peter. They've just taken him off the ground and bringing Eade back on.
Eade, of course, suffering from sore ribs, as Stephen told us before. Curran goes for a pass, and the mark picked up by Loveridge at left centre wing. 23 minutes have gone in the term. Loveridge goes for a pass. Mark taken by Eade, as I said, just come back onto the ground. I would assume the ribs have been strapped. Knocked away by Brereton, picked up by Jones. Loose ball at half forward for Hawthorn, picked up by Shelton. He's picked up as well and loses the ball. Taken by Robertson, a useful balk to get around Ashman. He's trying to find Matthews. He's collared by Blackwell. Did he have the ball? The umpire calls play on. And now it will be a ball up at centre half forward for Hawthorn. And the wrestle continues. It's best 2 falls out of 3 there.
Bob, Carlton have been undermanned mainly all day, or mostly for the day, but they're still battling it out. You've got to give them full marks for that.
Yes, they've hung in there right throughout, Lou, and they could easily have, well, dropped their bundle, but they've continued to battle it out. But Hawthorn, you can't take anything away from Hawthorn. Let's not forget that they had 4 players out before the game even started.
Madden takes the mark, and Carlton supporters thinking he could have done better during the day, I guess, judging by the reception that got up towards half forward. Meldrum, that is a great mark. And he has certainly been a trier, Bob, hasn't he?
Yes, he's done a fine job on that half forward line, Pete.
9 marks and 22 possessions for Meldrum. Looking for Ralph. Oh, Murphy. 3 goals. 3 goals to Fraser Murphy. Always dangerous near goals. How many do we see like that he kicks? 17-14, 116 to 13-13, 91.
Still 25 points the difference, and we're just on the 25-minute mark. So it's going to be a very difficult job for Carlton to win this one, just the same.
Yes, as Fraser Murphy puts that through on replay, really, this last term has been, well, virtually equal. 24 points the margin at three-quarter time, 25 points the margin now.
And speaking of 25, now 25 minutes into the term. Time on being played in the final quarter. 25 points the difference at VFL Park in the qualifying final. Umpire Glenn James having a few words to Jimmy Buckley and Lester Smith, saying, give me room to bounce the ball. In comes Byrne, loses it to Jones, onto McClure. McClure, clever tap onto Ashman. Carlton still fighting this out right to the bitter end. Schwab and Polkinghorne go in there. Schwab, I think, got one on the groin. Free kick going to him. Schwab at right half-back flank for the Hawks. Trying to steady things down. DiPierdomenico and Reid. It's won by DiPierdomenico, but he slips over, looks for the hand pass and cuts the ball out of bounds. Fans argue, is it deliberate? No, says the umpire. Boundary throw in on the outer side.
Just on the 26-minute mark, 25 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. Ball knocked out by Jones to Asper, but he loses that one. Was grabbed a bit high. The umpire called play on to Mark Goo. Gets a hand pass back there to looking for McClure. It was too long. Murphy couldn't pick it up. It's finally grabbed here by Schwab. Shrugs Buckley off. Goes for a pass. It's okay. Grabbed by McCarthy over to Green. Green goes for the long kick up there for Matthews to come out. He's in front of Blackwell. He's got to get past 2 of them. They both fall over. This gives him a chance to score a goal. And he does. Oh, look at the chant. That's goal number 6.
Sevens Big League is part of the 1984 Nissan VFL Premiership season.
Hawthorn getting off to a very good start. They led by 18 points at quarter time, 25 at half time. Carlton actually outscored them, but only by a point in the third term. 24 points the difference at the final change, and Hawthorn going on to win by 30 points. Let's check the goal kickers now. And for Hawthorn, Lee Matthews finished up with 7. Judge got 3 and Byrne 4. Curran 3 and DiPierdomenico 3. For Carlton, Warren Ralph was their major goal kicker. Not from Melbourne, but Warren Ralph, he finished up with 8 goals, and as Bob Skilton mentioned in the call, he equalled the record for a qualifying final, and I think that was, he joins now Michael Moncrief with 8 goals in a qualifying final. Now, the statistics on the match at VFL Park today, and you can see that Hawthorn on top in the kicks, marks, and down the bottom the shots at goal. Carlton finished up with more frees. They had more handball and also more hit-outs, but of course Michael Byrne for Hawthorn did some splendid work around the ground. Our reporter in the Hawthorn room after the game was Stephen Phillips.
Well, the Hawks through to the second semi-final and another showdown with 1983 grand final opponents Essendon. One of the stars of the match, he kicked 6 goals at full forward, was Hawthorn's skipper and 300-game veteran Lee Matthews. Lee, you looked as though you ran away from Hawthorn. They fought back, and from then on it was a real battle.
Yeah, I suppose we got that, that 4-goal break during the second quarter, and really, it didn't vary much for the rest of the match. It's a nice, I suppose 5 goals is a reasonably comfortable margin in the end, but it was only the last 5 minutes you said, well, they're unlikely to kick that 5 goals in the time-on period. But it was just a, you know, a struggle of a match all day, yeah.
They hit you very hard, or do you think that they tried to ruffle you a little?
Oh no, you know, you've got to go in hard in the finals. I mean, the umpires are there to decide what's legal and what's illegal, and I think both sides attack the ball hard, and that's the way finals should be played.
You kicked 6 goals. A couple of them came to you in fairly fortuitous circumstances.
Yeah, well, actually, one of them, and obviously it rarely happens, but as I went to lead down the out of then there, Harmsy grabbed me by the shorts, and it just happened that Glenn James was watching, so that was a nice, you know, most of the times the umpires don't see things like that, and of course, well, okay, I got one from Dermot and one where, I don't know, for some reason, Dooley gave me a shove after a ball up, yeah, so, yeah,
well,
that's
it's handy getting 3 on the plate.
They're easy ones to get, aren't they?
Was it a good dress rehearsal for Essendon?
Oh, I don't know whether there's such a thing as good. I think we got through without injury, so that's obviously a big plus, but I think, you know, Essendon and Hawthorn, you know, on the matches they've won, have been, you know, a fair bit better than the third side. I mean, we were 4 matches ahead of Carlton, so I think it's probably poetic justice that Essendon and Hawthorn are playing off in the second semi-final, because they've probably been the best 2 sides over the complete season.
And another of the stars of the Hawks' 30-point win was Bertie Dipier-Domenico. Bertie, you really revved Carlton up in that first half. What got into you?
Oh, I just wanted to get the ball, Steve, yeah.
Now, late in the game, Alan Jean sent the runner out a couple of times to get you to leave the field. You're obviously suffering from some sort of minor injury.
I had a bit of cramp in the... Thanks, fellas. A bit of cramp in the thigh. Nothing too serious.
But you wouldn't come off?
No way, I want to go down the forward line.
Well, the runner was just out there when you kicked that fabulous goal from the boundary line. Did he say anything?
Yeah, I said, good kick and just go back to your position then.
When things got a bit tired, when Dermot was carried from the field, do you think that sort of thing really lifts a team like Hawthorn?
Yes, because Dermot's a young player. He really puts in for us, and when he went off, the guys at half-time gripped together. He came back on the ground, and as far as the side's concerned, we really should grip together when something like that happens.
Be a pretty good dress rehearsal for Essendon.
Well, we've got a big one next week. Get our injuries fixed, and it's a big one next one.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Stephen Phillips, our reporter in the Hawthorn room, will be going to Scott Palmer and to the Carlton room in just a few moments.
Scott Palmer takes a look at an incident-packed qualifying final, and we take you back into the dressing rooms next on Sevens Big League.
Westpac makes managing your money a lot easier by giving you a one-card bank for faster service in our branches, 24-hour access to handy banks right across Australia, and a handy way to pay for things you need and get your extra cash as well. A convenient way to shop or bank with just one card. You choose either a Westpac MasterCard or a Westpac card, because the card is the bank and the bank is Westpac.
Here's to Foster's, it's true blue. Australia's beer that grew and grew. And now it's enjoyed all around the world. All around the world you're gonna hear this word. Foster's Lager, it's got the flavor that's taken it all around the world.
Cheers.
Here's how to plan your holiday and save.
Budget's now got Plan Ahead Rate.
Budget's Plan Ahead Rate, our new savings plan for holiday makers. Follow me. Book and pay for a budget car 30 days ahead, and we'll give you 30% off. Book 30 days ahead, get 30% off. That's Budget's Plan Ahead Rate. Another first for budget.
Budget's now got Plan Ahead Rate.
Budget Plan Ahead Rate drives your holiday dollar further.
Darren Gauci, you gonna have a flutter?
You've got to have a flutter on the cup.
Tats Melbourne Cup Lottery. $10 could win you 600,000.
The girls, the gangs, and rock and roll. All you needed was a jacket, a comb, and a good pair of fists. The Wanderers. It's Grease with Brass Knuckles, starring Ken Wall and Karen Allen, in the Wednesday movie premiere at 8:30 on 7.
Peter McKenna was our reporter in the Carlton rooms this afternoon, and after the match he recorded these interviews. First up, speaking to Blues coach David Parkin.
Well, David, it was really only the initial break, really, that was the difference in the finish. You must have been happy that the boys did fight it right out to the finish.
Oh, yes, I suppose if you'd be happy, and I'm not really sure, Peter, I'm terribly happy about the day. We anticipated what was coming. We were unable to control them at the start, and it wasn't for a long time into the game that I thought we really got into it. and made a fair dinkum contest out of it. Once we did spot a bit of a lapse in the third quarter, I thought we worked hard, but we were an ounce short in almost every department. An ounce short in the aerial stuff, an ounce short in the quickness, an ounce short in the run, an ounce short in the strength, shown by DiPietro Domenico's ability to run through and take players. And I think in the finish, the 5 goals showed a general discrepancy in all our departments compared with the opposition. We must remember they were well down in personnel, and the same as we were. I think the 2 players at the start hurt us in that we lost our total flexibility when Hunter and Austin were lost, and that made it pretty difficult to find just an edge to kick us up. And all we were doing was hanging on by our teeth from that time on. I thought we hung on pretty well, but that wasn't going to be enough to win the game.
Right, well, bad luck, Mark. Yourself personally, it was a good effort by you, but they got the break early and you just couldn't get you got within 2 goals and couldn't get any closer.
Oh, we had a disappointing start with the breeze, and it's not won or lost early, but finals are very hard to get back into if you've had a bad start, and we tried pretty hard, but they run the ball pretty well, and they played fairly well.
A lot of mistakes made early with bad handball, and was that the pressure of that, they're a strong, relentless side, aren't they?
Yeah, after that opening break, I think it was a fairly even game, and if you'll agree, but we gave them 3 or 4 goals from free kicks downfield, and things like that. If you take that away, there's not much in it in the end.
Peter McKenna speaking to Mark McClure. Let's check the leading goal kickers as they stand after today's matches. And we see Bernie Quinlan on top. Of course, he'll be in action at the MCG tomorrow in the elimination final against Collingwood. And Lee Matthews finished up with 6 goals for a season's tally of 70. And right now it's time to take you up to the offices of the Sunday Press. And we speak once again to sporting editor Scott Palmer. A very good evening.
Good evening, Peter. Welcome viewers back into the press room at the Sunday Press, and what a crackerjack game it was out there at the VFL Park. It was poetic justice. We were the best side and we deserved that crack at Essendon next week. The speaker, Lethal Lee Matthews, after a barnstorming game against the Blues today. Lee also disclosed that he nearly didn't play today. He has a badly injured calf and it was touch and go whether he took the field. The Hawks finished with a few more injured today. Tuck with a back, Ede bruised ribs, Robertson a lacerated eye, 8 stitches in it, and Brereton, mild concussion. But they've won a reprieve from coach Alan Jeans, if they want it. They don't have to go to the elimination final today unless they're keen to see Fitzroy and Collingwood battle it out. Jeans said he thought the Hawks wrapped it up in the first quarter today against that big wind at Waverley. He also said that 3 of his 4 injured players that were left out of the game will be right to tackle the Bombers next week. Carlton's Rod Austin is in Warringal Private Hospital. That's out near the Austin, having a depressed fracture of the cheek fixed tonight. He left VFL Park at half-time in a taxi with his wife. There was some confusion at Carlton about whether he'll play. The doctor says he might, the coach says very, very doubtful. Ken Hunter, though, looks certain to miss next week with badly torn thigh muscles. The Carlton ranks are really thinning. Coach David Parkin warned his top full forward Warren Welf about not talking to the media today after his magnificent goal-kicking effort. Some of my colleagues out there weren't particularly pleased with what Parkin had to say. He did say how he was pleased with the Blues' commitment for 4 quarters today. He said the coaches at Princes Park will meet at 11 a.m. tomorrow to work out the training schedules and look at the injury list for next week. His back pocket, Des English, will front the tribunal on Monday night for allegedly striking Brereton with a right forearm in the second quarter. Fitzroy's Robbie Walls won't make a decision on his interchange men for tomorrow's match, until he wakes up tomorrow morning and looks at the weather. He has Parrish, Graham Osborne, Scott and Jamie Cooper standing by. Cooper could be a surprise if Lee Carlson isn't fit to play. The Magpies look like going in with Fellows and Neville Shaw on the bench. Back to you, Peter.
Right, thank you, Scotty, and full details of those reports in the Sunday Press out tomorrow. It's time to check out 2 winners in our TAB Footy Bet competition. The winners were Mr. A. McKinnon of Carrum Downs and Mr. G. Freer of Baronia. Congratulations to both of those viewers, and their names go into the barrel for our end of the season prize draw. That, of course, is coming up very shortly, and the main prize, John Deeks, is...
It's the GL manual Pulsar hatchback from Nissan, powered by a sporty 1.5-litre engine with 5-speed manual overdrive. The Pulsar GL hatch offers a standard of motoring unparalleled in any other small car, and $10,000 worth of magnificent NEC products, including television, audio, video and microwave ovens, in the end-of-year Footy Bet competition. NEC, your future in home entertainment.
And you're watching the qualifying final edition of Sevens Big League. We'll be back with more highlights from the game in just a moment.
Coming up next on Sevens Big League, a look at the highlights of an action-packed qualifying final.
Behind every one of these buttons is a brain, an integrated circuit. And behind every one of these integrated circuits is NEC technology. Technology that is keeping you in front.
After a hard day's work, nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft.
You'll find him somewhere back in nowhere. Way out there is where you'll find him. 50 dusty miles to go and 100 more behind him. There's nobody born can beat him on a horse that's bred to run. And he doesn't have to prove a thing, not one damn thing to anyone. Give me a beer and a Carlton draft. Want the coldest one you've got. I've got a thirst that's gonna need some special care. Give me a beer and a Carlton draft, 'cause it's brewed to be the best. With a Carlton draft, you know the flavor's there. Carlton draft's another name for real draft beer. And there's nothing beats a long, cold Carlton draft.
The Mitsubishi four-wheel drive Pajero. With a 2.6-litre petrol engine or a turbo diesel, it delivers torque as well as power. The Mitsubishi Pajero. Every drive is an adventure.
Two young girls at summer camp, strong-willed, independent and desperate to win a simple contest. It's whoever gets the guy first. Tatum O'Neill and Christy McNichol, Little Darlings, the hilarious Sunday movie premiere at 8:30 on 7. The Sun, 7 Sport and Nissan present Sunball. Yes, Sunball is here. And for the rest of the football season, you could win the magnificent Nissan Pulsar GL. All you have to do is spot the ball in a football action photo in the Sun, Monday to Friday. It's only 30 cents to enter, and all proceeds go to charity. Now, we'll take a look at this week's Sunball action. The shot that will appear in the Sun comes from this play, so watch the ball closely. Remember, a still from that play will be in the Sun, Monday to Friday this week, without the ball. Just put a cross where you think the ball is, and you could win the magnificent Nissan Pulsar. Sunball, brought to you by the Sun, 7 Sport, and Nissan.
Let's check the scores in the curtain raiser matches now at VFL Park this afternoon. And first of all, in the under-19s, that was the elimination final between Hawthorn and St Kilda. Hawthorn 19-10, 1-2-4. The Saints 16-14, 110. The 7 reserve scores now. Carlton easily defeating Hawthorn. That was a qualifying final. Carlton 27-11, 173 to Hawthorn 13-5, 83. Carlton the superior side in the curtain raiser game. Tomorrow in the Reserve Cup, we have the game between Collingwood and Fitzroy. Interestingly, the same two sides that will battle out the main game, and that also is the elimination final. And of course, don't forget the big game at 2:30 starting tomorrow in our Sevens Big League tomorrow night, a special edition. You'll see that at 7:30 tomorrow night on 7. Certainly hope you can join us for that. Right now, let's take a look at some more highlights of today's action-packed qualifying final at VFL Park. And our highlights begin, first of all, in the first quarter. Lee Matthews putting through first goal of the day. And goes over to, say, 1 to Curly Austin. Warren Ralph, what a great game he played for Carlton. And that was his second. For Hawthorn, Ken Judge. Delightful snapshot from a long way out. And then one of the clashes of the day, and we had some pretty solid ones. And as Scott Palmer told us a few moments back, Rod Austin left the ground at half-time, was taken to hospital. Byrne walking like a robot and putting it through for a great goal. That was from the second quarter. Let's go to the third term now. Curran, a long shot at goal. Full points.
The last thing you want is people who are
Murphy robes it well.
every payday everywhere in Australia.
Brereton on to Judge.
They count on cash for its convenience.
Then it was Warren Ralph equaling the record in a qualifying final. One of the great goals of the day, DP Domenico.
It's DP Domenico, beautiful play on the boundary line as he kicks the ball long. What's this one? Oh my goodness, was that a goal?
And then Lee Matthews stowed it up for the Hawks.
Past two of them, they both fall over. This gives him a chance to score a goal, and he does.
So in the end, it was Hawthorn by 5 goals, and they've won through the right to meet Essendon next week in the second semi-final. And of course, don't forget the elimination final beginning at the MCG 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. 7 Big League at 7:30 tomorrow night. I'm Peter Landy on behalf of all at 7 Sport. A very good night to you all.
Picked up by Reid, a hurried kick out towards